Are you still listening to it?
Even when I turn it off, he's in the background of my mind. Flash! Flash for fantasy. I'm like, yeah, Billy. I'm going to send that old broad another message.
I've not heard that song in a long time.
I think next I'm going to talk to her about Duran Duran.
Or Wham.
Do you remember Simon Le Bon, my dear?
Yes.
I do. Oh, third time's the charm. Yeah, I'm completely out of it.
You got it. You got it. It's all good. I'm out of it too. I apologize for that. I've not been feeling well today.
I fucking left Billy Idol playing that whole time and didn't realize it wasn't in my mind.
All right, let's kick out June's questions. First one is from Yolaeth. Have you heard about the new EU laws regarding copyright?
I do remember hearing something about the laws. They're going after memes and whatnot. Or some crazy crap soon. I wonder what will that do to the European meme community and the European YouTubers that use memes to get a point across?
Oh my God, your mic was just totally breaking up.
Oh, really? It's probably because I moved away and then I got really into it for some reason.
Yeah, but I think the law did not pass.
Oh.
If that's correct, Clanks. Smaster Ultra would like your thoughts on Anthem after watching the EA conference.
My thoughts were the little redhead was very cute and she had a tight butt. I would certainly send her a message if she's free for dating. I'm a New York 12.
Lord of Cinder wants to know how much you think it might actually be packed full of loot boxes and microtransactions.
Well, it's definitely going to have a lot of those skins. That's what I saw they're pushing most recently. They're going the Fortnite road. Obviously, everybody's doing it because Fortnite is worth $8 billion now because of the Battle Royale mode alone. So, you know, there's no way EA isn't going to try and challenge for a piece of that.
That is insane. Next question is from Son of Bison. Of all the PC hardware you've purchased over the years, which one blew you away the most?
At the time, it was the 980 Ti. And still kind of is because of the overclocking headroom and how much that car can do. And still to this day, it's like trading blows with a 1070 Ti. It's probably the best card NVIDIA's made in a while. For me, the 1080 Ti was a real letdown. But then again, I only have a 2-fan version. And anything below 3 fans or water cooled, suck a dick, you faggot. You're not overclocking shit.
Damn.
On the plus side, for those interested, 1080 Ti's are probably going to drop in price. Rumor mill says $100 because NVIDIA really wants the board partners to get rid of all the 10 series cards so they can start rolling out the 11 series.
Wow.
So if you're looking for a card, sit back and wait. The time is coming.
Next question is from Godhand. Do you have an opinion on mass immigration in the EU?
I heard stuff about it, but then again, I don't really live in the EU, so everything I hear, I don't know how much is true or not. Some people have you believe all those immigrants are bomb carriers as killers and murderers. Others would have you believe that they're just normal people looking for a job. Then I was watching that TV show, If You Can't Pay, They'll Take It Away. And the guy talks just like that.
Because when you can't pay...
Don't speak to me like I'm some sort of dickhead, because I'll take your head off.
They'll take it away.
There's like different forms of scum in life, but you're just a higher class one.
And every time I turn around watching that show, they're throwing some black family on the streets. So, and they're from like fucking some weird ass country you never heard of with a U. Maybe it's Uganda. Who the hell knows?
Oh, man.
So something's going wrong over in Europe. But don't let that dissuade you. I've been very attracted to European women. If you're out there and you're looking for a date with an idiotic American, I'm it.
Jesus Christ. This has turned into your Tinder.
Yes, it is. These are hard times for Papa Gundam. I'm chatting up a 39-year-old woman who looks like the Crypt Keeper. Please send help.
Oh my
Hashtag save our Gundam.
The Crypt Keeper.
If my Patreon doesn't make it to $10,000, I'll never get to LA and get hot young chicks that only want me for my money. Snort.
Oh my god. I'm crying. Timic83 asked if he was going to watch Gundam 0079, should he watch the series or the trilogy?
All right, you could watch the series, and it'll give you a more fleshed out idea of what's going on in the world, and it'll probably get you more connected to the characters' plights, because there is character development, and people do die, unlike every other series, like Dragon Ball fucking Z. Krillin's died, like, more times than fucking Jesus would ever dare to attempt, and he's been back. Gundam, once someone's dead, they're dead. And that's what I like about it. But if you don't have a lot of time, you can watch the trilogy, get a synopsis, move on to the next Gundam story if you're time crunching. I mean, let's face it. We all have to get back on Tinder and look for that next skanky hoe that might swipe right. Seriously, Tinder should be paying me for this.
Tank the Tank would like 3 tips for any musicians going into the music industry.
All right. Know somebody, and be lucky. Because frankly, talent means jack shit in the music industry. And it's all in who you know at the end of the day. Develop an immunity to cocaine. Brad's wrong. You don't need an immunity to that. If you get an immune to that, you won't be able to write your best stuff. You know what made Hendrix great? Because the motherfucker did acid so hard it would have killed a Clydesdale. He put acid and he soaked his bandana in acid. So when he played at Woodstock and Sweat, the acid would like come through the bandana and into his sweat and it would get into his eyes. This motherfucker was tripping through his skin. He was tripping through his eyes. He was tripping through his mouth. And he still played the Star Spangled Banner in some weird fashion that, honest to God, we all know, like, only parts of it's the Star Spangled Banner. And everybody's like, oh my God, man, it's beautiful. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And now it's like one of the greatest moments in history. Point being, I wrote my best shit when I was depressed or I was high as fuck. Now that I'm clean and sober, I can't write to save my damn life. Do you know why Billy Idol's Flesh for Fantasy is still good? Because he did a line of coke off of a hot redhead, and it just came to him. Flesh! Flesh for Fantasy! Billy, you're a fucking genius, mate.
Christian and Zannies, excuse me, would like your thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077 trailer.
Honestly, I thought it looked amazing. It was running on a 1080 Ti at 1080p, and I'm not quite sure if they maintain 60 FPS. Who cares? Whatever. I have high hopes. Well, high enough hopes, you know. I can't get too hyped. I don't really get hyped for much anymore, except for when I'm on drugs. If I'm high on painkillers, I'm hyped for everything. I'm hyped for the rain. I'm hyped for my dog taking a shit. But otherwise, nothing matters to me. But it looks good.
Pixel asked if you think it'll get downgraded.
D-Girl should have some water.
Sorry.
I don't know. From what I'm gathering and reading on the rumor mill, because we all know that the PlayStation 5 is coming out and the Xbox Scarlet is in development, and it doesn't look like Cyberpunk 2022 is going to be done anytime soon. I'm thinking this game's going to be next generation. Either that or they're going to release it at the very end of this console generation. Like, right at the end of the life cycle of PS4 and Xbox One X. And then when PlayStation 5 and Xbox Scarlet drops out, they'll probably do an enhanced version or, you know, graphical fidelity upgrade that you can download. And then you get the full sort of visual look for it. I mean, that's what I think. It would be the move I'd make.
Ruby Rose and Bazzy would like your opinion on Devil May Cry 5. It's been 10 years since the last game, and Capcom's finally listening to OG DMC fans. In your eyes, is this a victory or something to be wary about?
I'd say it's a victory. I mean, at least they're giving you something you want. Capcom is starting to listen because they're not doing so hot. They're like, okay, we tried all our things. We're close to bankruptcy. Now what? Maybe listen to the fans? All right, let's try Devil May Cry 5. Fuck it. And Mega Man Legends 11. Here you go, faggots. Oh, wait, people want this? Curious. Maybe if we listen, they might buy something.
Next question is from Savage Meme. What is a good bike to start with for a 17-year-old?
Well, it depends on what type of 17-year-old you are. Like, if you're wild and crazy, nutty as shit, but you got the devil's luck, you can do anything. If you're wild and crazy and you have bad luck, almost anything will kill you. If you're sensible and got your head together, you could probably ride anything. My first real motorcycle that I actually owned, that was 100% mine, not a beater, not a loaner, not a piece of shit, was the R6 actually. And everybody says you can't start on an R6. I'm living proof you can. But then again, I'm like the only guy I know that started out on an R6 that isn't crippled or dead. So I might not be a good example. And I just had natural talent for riding. But if you're sensible and you got your head together, you'd be fine with almost anything. A good starter bike, Honda CBR 250. The Kawasaki's maintained their value no matter what. So you could buy a used Kawasaki for like $2,500 to $3,000 or $4,000 depending on the model year, because the newer ones are more sleeker, better looking, and cooler looking. The old ones look kind of ancient, like an 80s bike, but they're like only 10 years old maybe. So you go with that, ride around for a while till you get the hang of it, till you get throttle control. You know, you understand how to quick flick, where your entry and apex are, how to react to any situation on the street. Because frankly, when you're riding a motorcycle, you're riding for you and the assholes around you. And, you know, once you've evolved, gotten past that point, and you know that you're confident in your skills, you can move up to a 600 or something like that. And the best part of like most of those starter bikes, you can always resell them for damn near the same price you paid or more, depending on the season.
Yeah, bikes don't really depreciate as you drive them off the lot like cars do.
And not too bad, but like the ones that really hold their value are the like starter bikes, the 250s, the 300s, and the 350s. The 600s drop in price. The 1000s drop in price pretty hard. Unless like it's an exotic bike, like a Ducati or something. A really nice Ducati though. Like a special edition. Then like that one maintains value.
Did your mic break up again?
I just stopped talking.
Oh,
I was
okay,
thinking
I'm
about
just
Flesh for
checking.
Fantasy.
Again? Why don't you sing a little of that for us?
I told you, like, Billy Idol has... I almost tweeted him today about kicking him in his old nuts because of this. Walking around my house, Flesh for Fantasy. He's sneering in the mirror. And I'm like, yeah, some lucky girl's going to get a piece of this. We want Flesh! And then the dog's like, what? Are we going outside? And then I realized what the fuck I'm doing with my life and how pathetic it's become. And I immediately stop for like 10 minutes and then I just go back into it anyway. ADD.
Oh, man. So Mac has a friend who listens to metal and grunge, and he would like to get him an album for his birthday. His or hers birthday. I don't know.
We have to be gender fluid or something.
Yeah, just in case. Would you recommend any?
I guess
Metal or
any sort of
grunge
cool
albums?
vinyl of like, I said Dio, last time we did this.
RJD, yeah. Yeah,
or
Ronnie
a good
James.
rainbow album. You could also like go on eBay and get like those plaques, right? Like the gold record ones.
I've seen those.
Yeah, I was going to do this for my own album. A little secret here. Gundam Sad Life, episode 30. Buying a fake gold record plaque and putting a CD in there. But you could do something like that for your friend, and it would be like a great display piece. And if you ever really wanted the CD, you could pull it off the wall and take it out. Or
Yeah,
get
that
a
would be
vinyl.
kind of cool. I would recommend Queensryche. Operation Mindcrime vinyl.
There you go.
The amazing, I can never say this word, fascists? I
That sounds
don't like
about
the
right
word,
to
but I
me.
think that's what it is. The question asked is, if you had a hit list of people of the gaming community, who would be your top 5? Who are the top 5 people you can't stand in the gaming community?
DSP is pretty high up there.
He's definitely my number one.
Wings of Redemption's a pretty big dick. Amaranth, she's not even a real gamer. I've been talking to someone who is giving me inside information on her, a photographer she used to work with, and apparently she fucked up something major for him. So he's giving me inside info on her, and she's not even really a gamer. She just pretends to try and play games to get people to subscribe to her and shit and give her money. So I put her up there. Who else twists my nuts? DSP. Oh, I already said DSP. Sorry, I was looking at a picture of him.
He can be at it again.
Angry Joe bothers me because of the way he treats his fans. Like that guy, the second anyone disagrees with him, he goes on a tangent and shits all over him. Like when he was going off about, what was it again? That stupid game? Kingdom Hearts. And I was watching this all unfold on Twitter. And the fans were like, Joe, why don't you play the older games so you have an idea of what's going on? And Angry Joe's like, I'm not going to waste my time playing those older games. I don't have time for this. Yada ba 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 ba. And then all of a sudden it just turns into this big war. He starts insulting people, yelling at them, telling them to get lives and shit. And then after like a few weeks and he saw he wasn't winning and his fan base wasn't protecting him well enough, he turned around and said, I'm sorry, guys. I was joking. And all is supposed to be forgiven. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what a fucking snare. That's what happens when you go through life without getting punched in the face a few times.
Max P asked, will the Western gaming industry end in a bang or a whimper as people who don't have any interest in gaming continue to poison a once proud and beautiful hobby?
Oh, it's going to end with a whimper. One day we're going to be living, well, I'll be dead. So this is all on you motherfuckers. Too bad. I see a future where like you'll be hooked to like this headset to play in the game and all this shit will be connected to you. And then in the middle of the match, the fucking company will be like, we had to pause your gameplay because your payment method was rejected. Please enter a new payment method to continue. That's what I see happening. Between
That's probably pretty accurate.
Basically companies not hiring people passionate about the medium, they're just hiring salesmen. And they're not really caring about the product. They're caring about how to sell the product and make bigger gains each year or each physical quarter. Then you have assholes who don't really care about gaming, promoting the gaming. This is just a job for them. You know, like E3, when they get these big name people, you know, we're really just paid shills at the end of the day. Then you got the Twitch streamers. Well, the tit streamers, I should say. The tit ones are definitely doing this shit because of money. And the funny thing is, you know, I can't help but lose respect for companies. Even AMD was paying a tit streamer to paint herself up naked, but she had pasties on her nipples, so community guidelines. To be like an AMD character for the Radeon graphics card. I'm like, these faggots won't even fart in my mouth and tell me it's a brownie. But they're giving this chick like a full endorsement to paint her tits for AMD. Fuck you.
Professor Timebomb would like to know whatever happened to Fallout Let's Plays.
Honest to God, the more stuff that Bethesda does, the more I dislike their games. Like, Fallout was already a bad game. Like, I tried to fool myself into believing I could mod it into some playability. But then I discovered that I spent more time modding Fallout than actually playing it. Because I couldn't get the experience I wanted. It was hard to do. That's why I haven't really done any mod reviews for it anymore. Because it's just like, the only content Fallout 4 has is mods. And right now, Bethesda's Creation Club, their new thing is to like copy mods off the Nexus and then sell it on the Creation Club. The most recent iteration is doing Power Armor as a companion. This mod has already existed for like a couple months on the Nexus. Now Bethesda's made their own version of it for the Creation Club. And is this where we're going? Where Bethesda just sits there and, oh, that seems like a good idea. Copy, paste. Here's our version. It's official.
Yeah, copies, modders, already completed shit.
I know, it's sad.
So speaking of Fallout, Ryder wants to know what your favorite mods were for Fallout 1 and 2, or your favorite build.
Let's see. For any Fallout that was actually a real Fallout, my build was, I always try to be a guy just smart enough. I packed up on charisma, because I needed that all through real life, and it so far got me farther than anybody ever thought I'd make it. My high school teacher from Global Studies was 100% sure I'd be dead in the gutter by now. Haha, take that, bitch. Still here. And let's see. So I would go for charisma, enough know-how to work on most computers, not all. Lock picking, because that's a skill you might need. Note to self, buy a new lock picking kit. Note to self, edit this out. So anyway, it helps to have a lock picking kit because you never know. But in this day and age, a lot of cars are like, they got this like thing, it's like Wi-Fi or something. So now you can't even pick a lock to get in. But, you know, older cars still exist, so you could always lock pick those. You know, just in case you need a quick ride. You never know. World War III could be around the corner. We might get bombed. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Coming from a poor neighborhood, civilization is a very thin line between man Max world. Just so you know.
That's scary.
The second the bombs hit and we lose power and shit, you better have guns, some survival skills, and be ready to do what you have to do.
I agree with that. Chaos Actual wants to know if you've ever watched Battlestar Galactica. If so, favorite character?
Never resonated with me.
It was kind of cool, the remake. Wasn't too bad. I myself liked, of course everyone liked, what was the main person's name? Jesus Christ, I can't even remember. Starbuck. And then I liked the cute girl named Boomer. She was pretty cute. Would you ever debate JTech TV, as he gave out his Discord name? This is from the Savage Lobo.
I have his Discord name. I've seen people try to speak to him. JTech TV is not worth my energy. Honest to God, he added me on, what the fuck is this shit again? Twitter? Like, he started following me. He started liking some of my posts randomly. It made no sense, considering he tried to fuck with me a few months earlier. I was like, I know what this bitch is doing. He's sitting here trying to get, like, recon on me. And he's like, I'm going to see if I can find him saying something really bad and get him banned off Twitter. When he failed to do so, he blocked me again, which I just found out, like, yesterday. And as I said to Fratanga, I said, it's time to ignore JTech TV, because without us, he has nothing, and he is nothing. He will know from me the more withering mortification of utter disregard. Because there's nothing there. The guy has no content. He has no personality. He lives for a console, for God's sakes. I can understand if that console did something to better your life, like it made you a Power Ranger on the weekends or something. Or the console at least gave you some winning lottery numbers. You know, like 3 out of 5. So that way you don't win the big bucks, but it gave you enough numbers to where you could get like 100 or $200. You're like, 14, 5, 7, 3, 9, 6, blah, blah. You're like, thanks, PlayStation, I won $500. But no, it's just like a fucking console, and brand loyalty to a company is fucking stupid. Just as loyalty to the government is stupid to me. Your loyalty should reside with you and only yourself. Because I'll tell you from experience, even people you love might just fuck you over in the right circumstance. But that has nothing to do with JTech. He's douchebag.
That's okay. Daddy wants to know if you had the chance to use one executive order on the gaming industry to change it, what would you change and why?
I've decided I'm living for Papa Gundam. The executive order is all those FIFA bucks go to me. I'm going to make $800 million a year now. If people could give Kylie Jenner money to become a billionaire, I'm executive ordering me some fucking money. Fuck this better world bullshit.
Next question is from Not 8-Bit Jason. What song do you always use in your videos, and how can I listen to it?
Good idea. That's Broken Hearts Are to Blame. It was one of the original mixes on the first demos. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I wish I still had the second, or was it the third demo of that, where it had more prolonged piano, meaning there's a couple more bars of piano in it. But yeah, that's about it. I'll pop it up somewhere. Maybe like I'll throw it up for the Patreons to enjoy. Yes, there's a Patreon.
Ah.
And people will enjoy it, for there are great things there. Like nothing.
It's about time, though.
I
People
gave
have been
in.
asking for like since April or March.
I just gave up. There's only so many messages you could take where people demand Patreon. It's just like I surrender. Put money in the account. I'll take it. Just please. No more messages.
Bazzy wants to know if there's a game you have nostalgia for and are afraid of playing nowadays because you're afraid to find out how shit it is.
You know, the funny thing is I play a lot of old games. I'd say Fallout 4, not Fallout 4, Super. Fallout 1, I still have nostalgia for. The one probably I had the most nostalgia for is probably like this turn-based battle Star Wars game. Doesn't look too bad in today, but yeah. Point being, I play Fallout 1. I'm all over the place in my mind. And it's clunky, it's old, but there's still charm there. So I guess as long as you have something of a base in reality, nostalgia doesn't really destroy it for you. Well, the nostalgia doesn't really set you up for a fall, I should say.
Right.
You know it's old, you know it's clunky. What are you going to do? Just like Resident Evil 2. Like, everybody loves that shit, but to play it again with those tank controls, walk right, turn directly left, and not an inch off point or you'll run into a corner.
Sir Twonkling would like to know if you think people will grow up and stop acting like whiny, spoiled children. In terms of society as a whole, of course.
No, it's only going to get worse.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Obama is the ex-president. And Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps away for the inaugural
What a great
address.
honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th.
Newsflash. Guess what? Things are going to get so much worse. You're going to look back at these days, and they're going to be your halcyon days, dude. You're going to look back at this dumb shit. Trump is president. Hillary Clinton is a hero in the eyes of many for some ungodly reason. And as bad as it is now, it's going to get worse later. And you're going to look back now and be like, oh, man, it's so much better. I mean, the girls only had hairy armpits. Now they have hairy assholes, hairy armpits, hairy vag. I met a woman who had a prosthetic penis. Oh, man, I hate 2035. Everything was so much easier in 2018, man. Because I'm waking up to that realization. I used to think, you know, the early 2000s sucks. I was wrong. The early 2000s were great. You got an AOL.com. You know, that was the it place to be. It wasn't
dial-up. Shit.
Like, it was right around dial-up and right when broadband started hitting. The level of chicks I got back then, so hot, so fun. Oh, my God. It was a parade. I look back now and realize I was Diamond David Lee Roth. Now I look at myself and I'm talking to a 40-year-old woman who looks like the Crypt Keeper. Times are tough. I have no reason to live. Oh, man. Dude, if I had money back when I was younger, the adventures I could have had, some of the hottest chicks. Now it's like the dumpiest broads on your local Tinder think they're fucking, I don't know, a Gap bottle or something. I'm thick. You're not thick, bitch. You're roly-poly. It's two different things. Who came up with thick? I'm looking for real man. You're not a real woman. What is wrong with you? How dare you, madam? Running around with that backwards ass haircut looking like Peter Pan if he didn't know when to stop eating the pretend cookies. This shit is ridiculous. It's horrible. And all these new genders, every time I turn around, what the fuck is not... I met a girl who was telling me she wanted me to address her as them and they. I can't even remember. Exactly. So I'm like, what do you mean them and they? You're one person. How could it be them and they? Occasionally, you can use the royal we, but only in an instance where it'd be funny, which I highly doubt you know comedic timing, bitch. You're running around saying them and they for me. Oh, my God. It made no sense. And all I could do was think about the early 2000s and the hot girls that were on this site called Model Mayhem, dude. Oh, my God. Getting dates with suicide girls. Oh, God, kill me. That's how gender fluid like to be referred to now. That's how the gender fluid like to be referred to nowadays. Thank you, Clanky.
Is them?
Them and they. That don't make any sense.
Huh.
Them, they.
Interesting.
These motherfuckers are not pay attention in school when they explain the use of them and they. So you can't say
Him, her, and they.
that don't make any sense.
No.
Thank you, Clanky.
So,
Bruce.
Professor Q, this is a fun question. Let's say you had kids, a boy and a girl. What lessons would you try to teach each of them before they left home to be on their own?
Okay, for a son, I teach him nobody owes you shit, no one's going to give you shit, and no one gives a shit about you. It is your job every day to prove the world wrong. You are completely and utterly disposable in the eyes of modern America. You are basically already figured to be in service of the country and of the world because you're a guy for some reason, and everybody thinks you're supposed to know everything. You're lucky you're my son. Therefore, I shall teach you the ways of the pissed off Jedi. By the time I'm done with you, you'll be able to be self-sufficient no matter what the fuck happens. Didn't get a college degree? Don't worry. You'll be making more money than most motherfuckers that had their masters. Trust me, I did it, and I'm your father. If I had a daughter, I'd say, honey, you're very attractive. I hope to God she's attractive, because if she isn't, she's going to have a hard life, but not as hard as a man. Honey, you're attractive, which means people will give you money for nothing. I'm going to teach you to be business savvy, how to save money, and how to invest. Now, put on your cute little outfit. We have to do a Twitch stream. I will run your soundboard. By the time you're fucking 28, my dear, you'll never work a day in your life. Meanwhile, my son, I'd be, all right, today we're learning how to work on a car because mechanics will try to rip you off. Tomorrow, we're learning how to fight. The day after that, I'm going to teach you how to paint and to problem solve. Then, the day after that, I'm going to teach you how to be a leader of men because all the other motherfuckers don't know how to lead shit. They barely know how to piss in the toilet correctly. When I'm done with you, you won't be pissing on the walls like your father. But to be fair, a lot of women have kicked me in the dick, and I think my cock has PTSD.
Oh my God.
That's a true story.
All right, speed round. Ever got so drunk that you shit yourself?
No, but I did play Modern Warfare 2 and got so mad while yelling at the screen I shit myself. Does that count? I was going to get the nuke and someone unplugged their fucking PlayStation. So, I start raging.
Oh, no.
And, all of a sudden, the shit just flew out of my ass. And it was a good thing I was standing up instead of laying in the bed, or it would have been even worse. I lost a good pair of track pants that day.
Is your Corsair K95 an original or the platinum version?
Platinum.
Do you think Kurt Cobain killed himself, or do you think his wife set it up?
Oh, I think Courtney Love killed him. From what I was reading back when I was paying attention to that shit, he was trying to get away from her ass, and she knew that her career wouldn't be much without him anyway.
I hear you. Do you like Faith No More?
Faith No More is okay. They never really grabbed me.
Do you think you'll get to 100K?
If DSP could get to 100K, it's got to be within my ability.
Truth. Have you seen the new Vega 56 Nano at Computex?
I recall looking at it for 30 seconds and thinking, that's nice. But they won't sponsor me, but they'll sponsor a girl for tits out. Next story.
Is it gay to blow yourself?
I would think it is. But Ron Jeremy used to blow himself for some reason, and now he's in porn, and everybody loves Ron Jeremy. He's like your dirty old uncle. Except, most people probably don't remember that motherfucker now.
Yeah, no kidding. Why do you need an assault weapon?
Well, I don't trust the government one bit. I don't trust the police. I don't trust my neighbors. Frankly, at any time, the veneer of civilization could fall. Shit could hit the fan. Maybe some people decide, you know what, I'm going to go on a killing spree, and it just happens to be in your neighborhood. Do you really want to be the faggot hiding under your bed? Or do you want to be the guy who's been practicing with his AR for God knows how long, waiting for this day? Like, I'm within my rights. I'm a hero. Bam! One shot. All of a sudden, you're like fucking at the mayor's office getting the key to the city. This goes out to Dale, the guy we originally thought would kill us all, but instead saved us.
Will Spider-Man return?
Spidey Ham is long since dead, and I doubt would ever return.
Ever played Bayonetta or Yakuza?
I was just playing Bayonetta recently because Fractal, I believe, had a sale for that and some other game I can't remember the name of. Whatever. It was like $6.
Best Elder Scrolls.
Skyrim is the one everybody loves, but anything before Skyrim is fine by me.
Nice. Jedi or Sith?
Gray Jedi.
Are you going to join the Space Forces?
Well, if my performance in Star Citizen is anything to go by, the answer is no.
Ever watched Duckman?
Who hasn't watched Duckman? One of the last great cartoon shows.
Who would win in a fight, the RX-72 or the Thunderbolt Gundam?
I might put my money on the RX-72 because Amuro Ray was just the dude. And the Thunderbolt Gundam is really legit. But which Thunderbolt Gundam is it? Is it like the full armor Thunderbolt Gundam? Was it the first one? Questions.
Web comic or print comics and manga?
Print comics. I'm going back to collecting them and displaying them. But when I read them, it's on the web.
Overhand or underhand?
Overhand throw, I'm pretty sure. That's what they're aiming at. Unless you're talking about grabbing your own balls from behind. Then the underhand. Then you can pretend it's a woman who finds you incredibly sexy.
Can someone play Witcher 3 without playing Witcher 2?
That's what the game was built for. They purposely made sure that it was easily accessible so new people would play it. Now, Choochie.
And that was it, man. We kicked out June.
Whoopee!
Woohoo!
We'll be greatly rewarded for this.
Yeah.
With dog barks.
Chuchi thinks so, too.
It's like an alarm system that's broken.
Totally, I love it.